This video is sponsored by Paperlike.
With the new iPad Air being out now with a powerful M4 chip, you might be wondering, should I get one? And even if you do get one, what do you do with all that power? And if, like me, you've got the M4 or even the M5 iPad Pros, you might also be wondering, what's the best way to really push this device to really make your money worthwhile? I'm Alex and I do down-to-earth tech videos, and let's go to the studio because it's a little bit windy here today.
153 gigabits per second of memory bandwidth and an AI architecture capable of roughly 133 trillion operations per second. And statistically, you're mostly using it to watch YouTube and answer emails. The iPad Pro also has, and has had it for a few years, the world's most advanced tandem OLED display. The good news? I've been doing some digging and I found some hidden gem apps that actually makes you feel like you are pushing this device and really taking advantage of its processing power. And even better news, almost all of these apps that I'm going to show you here today respect your wallet with a pay once or a free model. First app, we have Feather 3D. If you are an artist or someone who wants to learn about 3D design, but you find traditional 3D software like Blender, like terrifying, this is a great place to start. Most 3D apps force you to think in polygons and vertices. Feather lets you think in strokes. It's essentially air painting. The magic here lies in how it utilizes the M5 and the M4 as well. The new GPU architecture has Neural Accelerators in every core, which Feather uses it for its air breath engine. This allows you to sketch these volumetric curves that cast very realistic looking real-time shadows, and you really don't notice the iPad getting warm or doing any thermal throttling at all or any stutters. And because it's optimized for Apple Pencil Pro, it supports the barrel roll. As you twist the pencil in your fingers, the angle of the 3D brush rotates in the UI before you even touch the glass. And the coolest thing about this app is that you can place your creations in the real world by using augmented reality. It's so much fun. It's only $14.99, pay once, no subscription. For industrial designers, for like concept artists, just being able to sketch a product in 3D space and then export it in an OBJ file to your desktop for kind of a really nice workflow can be a game changer. Even for me, just playing around with this and trying to learn it. Look, I remember trying to learn AutoCAD, for example, back in the day, and I just wish I had this. It's so much more intuitive, and I really think it deserves the title of a hidden gem. And the next one is very similar. While everyone was talking about Procreate Dreams, which is awesome by the way, a smaller developer released Toonsquid. This is a fully featured vector animation studio that brings desktop class rigging to the iPad. I'll be honest, I'm not an expert in 3D animations, but I love messing around with this app. I want to learn just enough to create my own graphics to use in these videos. I just think there's a lot of value in creating something by hand these days, or just doing something manual when everything seems to be AI generated. Just like that smoke transition, this is real smoke. And the M5 single core performance is critical here. You will be able to create projects here with hundreds of vector layers, hierarchy chains, and in 4K resolution as well, without making the iPad break into a sweat. You can build puppets with skeletal structures, meaning you don't have to redraw every frame, you just move the bones, and it supports keyframing with custom easing curves, audio scrubbing, and even camera layers. It's extremely powerful. And with the Apple Pencil Precision, you can create some intricate animations here that I'm pretty sure will look 10 times better than mine. It costs around just $10. One-time payment as well. It's frankly criminal that an app this powerful costs so little. And speaking of precision with the Apple Pencil, there is one upgrade that you absolutely need if you're doing any kind of sketching, animation, or simply note-taking. If you use your iPad for apps like I just showed you, Toonsquid or Procreate even, or even long reading sessions in Margin Note, more on that later, the Paperlike 3 gives the screen the right feel of writing or drawing on paper. It adds just enough texture so your pencil stops skating on the glass when you're writing, thanks to that refined nanodot surface. That means it adds grip without killing clarity. As you can see here, it's so much more pleasing to write on the iPad with this protector on. There are two extra benefits as well that I love with Paperlike. One, lower glare without paying Apple's nanotexture, frankly, extortionate prices. And two, fewer fingerprints. It keeps the iPad screen much easier to maintain. Plus, and this is probably one of the best benefits for me, you're protecting the glass, which helps when it's time to sell your iPad later down the line. And here's something that we've all wanted for quite some time, an easier application. Their new Butterfly application system guides the install so dust and bubbles don't ruin your day. It's the least stressful protector install I've done, and their online instructions are super easy to follow as well. And if you're on the fence about upgrading to the latest iPad version, this also is a smart way to make the current iPad that you've already got feel brand new for pencil work. There's a satisfaction guarantee, which shows you how much Paperlike trusts their product. It comes with 2 Paperlike protectors, so it's great value too. Check the link in the description or scan the QR code here on the screen. And thanks so much Paperlike for sponsoring this video. Right, let's talk about that Lidar sensor on the back of your iPad. Yes, that thing that we probably forgot it was there, right? If you're like me anyway, you probably never used it. Scaniverse changes that. This app was acquired by Niantic and it was made completely free. No pro unlocks and no cloud processing fees either. So it does everything on device, which is the beauty of it really. The killer feature in 2026 is the Gaussian splatting. Sounds like some sort of disease, I know, but unlike traditional, this is called photogrammetry, which builds a mesh of triangles, splatting represents the world as a cloud of 3D ellipsoids. Bear with me, I know I struggle myself to kind of get my head around this, but in essence, this captures reflections, transparency, and complex lighting that usually breaks 3D scanners. The M5 GPU renders this splats instantly. I can scan a room or a sculpture in a town or whatever, crop it and export it to a USDZ file to drop into a game engine or send it to an architect. It's the ultimate tool for capturing 3D images of the real world as well. And I love that social aspect of it. You can, for example, upload your work to a map view so everyone can see what you scanned and you can explore the world as well, seeing what other people scanned. It's awesome. Now, if you do any music production or audio work in general, you've probably spent a lot of money already on music production apps, and potentially you might not need this, but if you are starting out and you're just kind of trying to learn music production, this is a fun way to do it. And if that's you, you have to buy Loopy Pro. It's, I'm calling this a looper is an insult, I think. It's a visual programming language for music. You literally build your own app inside the app for your own, whatever you're experimenting with. I'm only scratching the surface on this. You can drag widgets onto this canvas, dials, sliders, XY pads, bind them to to anything. I actually just got this MIDI keyboard just to play with this app because it's so much fun. You want a button that fades out your vocals and triggers a sample and sends a MIDI message to your external synthesizer. All at once, you can do all of that by scripting it in a few seconds. It's very, very powerful. On the M5, we can run this at a buffer size of 64 samples with 0 latency. It's stable, it's pay once as well, and it makes the iPad Pro a more useful production tool in any music studio or even at home. Now, look, in 2026, AI is everywhere. We can't avoid it, right? Everyone talks about it, everywhere you look, everyone mentions it. But it's usually something in the cloud, costing you a subscription of some sort and potentially your privacy. But this app, very creatively called On-Device AI, is really using the M5's upgraded 16-core neural engine. Is absolutely pushing that. I can download models like Llama 4, which is a very new and, not the biggest model out there, but, it's 8 billion parameters, or Mistral as well, directly to the iPad. I mean, there's a bunch of models that you can download. And another benefit of the M5 that comes into play here is the increase of the memory bandwidth to, I think now 153 gigs per second. So token generation in LLMs is going to be a lot faster than on the M4. It works on a plane, on a train, in a bunker if you want to, and no data ever leaves your device. You can, if you want to, you can hook this up to a cloud AI as well, but that kind of loses the benefit of having it locally. This is for me when the Pro in the iPad becomes real, becomes tangible. It's a shame that we have to kind of look for these apps and find these apps as a hidden gem, but these apps are out there, and if you know of some, please let me know. I'm always kind of trying to refresh these videos. Now, for students and researchers, Margin Note 4 is a fantastic app. I know it has notes in the name, but it's much more powerful than that. When it comes to reading, for example, without exaggeration, it's crazy good. Most PDF readers just let you highlight, we can sign stuff as well, but Margin Note turns your highlights into data. As you read, you can simultaneously build a mind map of the author's argument or just your mind map of your own study notes. You're basically restructuring the entire information in an easier way for you to consume later. You can use AI in different modes as well to quiz you or simply to guide you through the document. It's a bit of a learning curve, but once it clicks, honestly, you really can't go back to standard reading apps. It's incredibly powerful. Again, it's another one that feels wrong to have it for such a small price. This next one unlocks a hardware port that we use for charging, but we probably ignore for everything else. Orion turns your iPad basically into a dedicated HDMI monitor. Why is this useful? Well, with a cheap USB-C capture card, you can like $15 or something, you can get one of those. You can plug in your PlayStation, your Nintendo Switch, or in my case, a cinema camera, and it's so cool. I grew up in the 80s, so this VHS vibe that it has, it brings me back some really good memories. And more importantly, it makes me use the iPad a bit more. Why buy a 500 portable monitor, which is kind of what I'm using right now to record this video, when I can use the iPad, arguably the world's best OLED screen already in my backpack all the time, right? So Orion uses the M5 media engine as well to process the incoming video signal with almost zero latency. Even includes upscaling. I think it uses AI to do that, but it goes from 1080p Nintendo Switch to look crispier on this Retina display, which is a lot of fun and is awesome to do. Right, we're in the home stretch now. Thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, thank you for that. And if you're enjoying this video, a like, subscribe, hype, whatever the YouTube wants you to do. If it's your first time here, don't subscribe just yet. Have a look on the channel. And if you like my stuff, it would be awesome to have you here. Right, here are 3 rapid fire utility apps that push the M5 as well to its limit. First one, Drambo. This is a modular playground, much more than just a virtual synthesizer. It's like having a 5,000 piece of equipment set up inside your iPad for 20 bucks or whatever. On the M5, you can build patches with hundreds of modules, sequencers, samplers, lots of effects. It's the ultimate sketchpad for electronic music creation. It's just awesome to mess around in this, The next one is called Blink Shell. This used to be just an SSH client, but now it allows you to run VS Code locally. No server required. With Blink Build, you can be running a full development environment as well inside the iPad. And with the power of the M5 chip, it means you can compile code super fast here. I know developers will have their own dedicated machine with all the software that they need already, but this could be your vibe coding machine, when you want to travel light or do some coding at a cafe, for example. And finally, keep it. Apple Notes is nice, it's becoming more feature rich as time goes, but I think it's more useful for lightweight stuff. But Keep It is for managing files. It's my shoebox for PDFs, web archives, images. The killer feature is the fact that you can search for a receipt or a contract directly from the iPad home screen, and Keep It finds it instantly. It's also integrated into Safari, so you can send things directly to Keep It from the web. The M5 Pro is a beast, there's no denying that. But it can be just a caged beast, right? If, like me, you treat it mostly like a big iPhone or just a regular tablet. These apps like Feather, Loopy, Drambo, all these ones that I showed you here today, they help me, and I hope they help you as well, treat the iPad like the computer it is. And did you notice as well, I didn't talk about Adobe, I didn't talk about Microsoft, I talked about indie developers who sell you a tool, not a subscription service. I really like supporting them because they help me unlock the real value of this incredible hardware that we paid for. I've linked all these hidden gems in the description below, along with a Paperlike discount as well. And I'm sure I missed a lot of apps, but if I missed your favorite obscure app as well, let me know in the comments. I'm always trying to refresh this content. I'm always hunting for more. Thanks for watching, and let's go create something. Cheers.